Hey everybody, this is Deborah Richmond. Behind me is a quilt we're going to be looking at today. It's called the Large Granny Squares pattern from Craftsy. Now this is a quilt top that I just finished. I haven't had a chance to quilt it yet, but it's going to be going on the machine pretty soon. Or actually maybe I'll hand quilt it, I haven't decided yet. But this is a great pattern for beginners. So if you are teaching someone to quilt or you are learning to quilt yourself, this is a fantastic pattern for a beginner. Let me show you just how easy this is. Now what I'm going to be using today is a charm pack and a layer cake. These are sizes of precuts. This one is the Somerset Collection by Moda, and this I got from Green Fairy Quilts, which is an online quilt shop, and they have lots and lots of different precuts and lots of fabric lines to choose from. This one I just thought would make a nice, sweet, summery quilt. So what I'm showing you, this is the charm pack, and it is 5-inch squares, and you can see that it has several different fabrics from one particular line of fabrics so that they all match and they all coordinate. That's why I absolutely love precuts, is because you can get a quilt started very easily because you have all these beautiful colors that have coordinated with themselves. Now I can tell you that these are not usually the colors that I choose when I go to a quilt shop, but that's just because I have certain colors that are my favorites that I'm always drawn to. So it's nice to use some of the charm packs sometimes and the precuts so that you can try different lines of fabrics and try it out. And now I can see that definitely this makes a really nice summery quilt. So the charm pack are the 5 inches. The layer cake are 10-inch squares. And same thing, this is the same line of fabric, so I have all the fabrics here in the line to choose from. So to make this pattern, it's very, very simple. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take one of the 10-inch squares from the layer cake, and I want to make these into 5-inch squares as well. All I'm going to do then is going to cut them twice. Very simple. So I'm going to measure off. Let's get this going the right way. I'm going to measure off 5 inches, and I'm just going to cut. I'm going to lay these two on top of each other so I can cut them at the same time. And I'm going to do it again. Lining up 5 inches and cut. So you can see that one layer cake, if you buy one layer cake, you actually get 4 charm squares. These are the 5-inch squares. So that's something to remember when you're buying precuts. You can buy packs of charms, or you can buy layer cakes and cut them into charm sizes if you like. So this worked out really well for this particular pattern because I do need 4 of every color for the block. Let me show you, the block is right here, and you can see that I have 4 colors that are the same. I have one contrasting block in the middle, and then I have white triangles on the outside. So let's start with the blocks. I'm going to just pick up my 4 from the layer cake, and I'm going to choose 1 from the charm pack. So these are the colors I'm going to use for this particular block. Now the cutting instructions do show you that you also will need 1 square that is 5.5 inches for the triangles on the outsides of the pattern. All you do is you're going to take your 5.5-inch triangle, and I am going to line up my ruler so that it hits corner to corner. I'm going to cut that in half. So this is a really simple way to cut triangles that are exactly the size you need for this pattern. So now you can see that I have 2 triangles exactly the same size. So then let me show you the first row that I like to start with in this particular pattern. Is I like to take the 3 colors that are the contrasting the colors of the block, the squares, and I like to put this middle row together. So what I'm putting together right now is this middle row here. And then I'm going to put together this row, and then I'm going to put together this row. So I start with the middle because I like that. We've got the 3 colors here. There are cutting instructions. You actually need 2 different sizes of triangles because you need the corners here, and you need the very corners here. And that is, again, it's the same technique, just a different cutting size. I will show you that the instructions for this pattern are really, really nice. It comes in a PDF file and you print it, and it has really nice, easy to follow instructions, lots of photos, which is always nice for beginners to see exactly what they're talking about, and I highly recommend it. Okay, so we have these 3 pieces together. The next thing we need to do is we need to now do the row that has 1 square and 2 triangles. So all I'm doing is I'm taking one of the 4 blocks and I'm adding the triangles to it. So let's show you that. 1 block here, I take the triangles and I lay them like this. And so you can see they need to make exactly this shape. And again, the instructions are really very good. So it's going to show you exactly how they need to be sewn together for this piece. Now I'm going to do that twice because this is twice in the block. So let me now show you how the block finally comes together. Okay. So you can see we've got 3 rows that we're going to sew together. 1, 2, 3. And then the last thing we're going to do to make this a square is there are triangles that are going to go here on these ends as well. And again, this is not the right size I'm showing you, but there are cutting instructions that give exactly the right size for that piece as well. The pieces all sew together and they create the block. And then once you have your block sewn together, all you do now is you sew rows of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 blocks in a row, and then you sew the rows together, making this really nice, pretty summery quilt. The instructions, again, are very good. They're very detailed, so if I've gone over anything that's too fast, you know, do pick up the instructions. This pattern is very, very nice, and it's by Trish Poulsen. You'll see it on Craftsy. And everything else, I'll give you ordering instructions below if you'd like to order any of the other things I've shown you. And thanks for joining me.
And be sure to subscribe to our channel. You can do so here by clicking the subscribe button. That way you'll find out about new videos as they become available.
A pattern, and I received these from Green Fairy Quilts, which is an online quilt store that has lots of precuts of lots of loads of different types of patterns. Why can't I just say it?